So this is the setup I had for my 2001 truck. I used it for many years and had it, this drawer's just locked up in here now. But I slid out. Both these drawers sat in there, slid in there, and then this one slid out as a whole, and this one had a secondary slide out with my stove. But it's kind of beat up really bad. It's been out for a winter or two now, which is unfortunate, but that's what I had to do, helping people move back and forth. So that may end up being firewood, unfortunately. And that was actually set up for a 5.5 foot bed, and my new truck is 6.5 foot bed. So here we go. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and try to make a slat bed that's adjustable from 32 inches for my single wide mattress that I got, and then out to 52 for my double wide, well, not quite double wide, but double wide mattress that I use in my van as well. So everything's got to be interchangeable between here and the van, including the storage area underneath, which I need 9 inches for my totes that go underneath my van bed. I don't want to have duplicate sets. I'll just switch them between vehicles when needed. So, all right, here we go. Let's just make it real lightweight, real easy to pull in and out. Kind of like what I had in my van. Simple and lightweight and easy to put together and easy to take out. So I used 1x3 on my van, but I'm going to use these 1x2s here. Just place them a little closer and see how it goes. So that's the first part. Then I'll just get this all lined up, then put the slider in, and that should be, put some more bracing along the legs there, along the rails. And I think we're going to be good to go. All right, so we're moving along. Got up another 6 strips and both legs. Slide out and the static. We're getting there. Well, there's that section done. That might be as far as I get today. Let's brace it up a little bit. Work out some straps to kind of hold the whole thing down. Not that it's going to do any good in a rollover, but just to keep it from bouncing around a little bit. So there it is. It's my old, I guess it's bifold. There's 3 sections, but I've had that since I was running my 86 4Runner. So I've had this for quite a while, but it still works. It's a good solid 6 inches of foam. These things come off and get cleaned. So yeah, that's gonna work perfect. Perfect. Just got to get my reflectix put up and make sure that I get a little bit, maybe a little more support down there somehow, down the middle. I might put because my containers are 17 wide, so I may put a brace right down in here. That'll still keep it pretty light. Just pull it out, one piece. Yeah, it's going to work out great. Quick and easy. Oh, there it is. Daisy Ray approved. The dirty little girl who's been rolling in the dirt and playing in the bushes all morning. She approves of it. I'm not going to do the slide out slats just yet. That's going to have to wait for a separate time. But I'm happy with this. It's gonna work. It's gonna work just fine. Right, Daisy? Right, Daisy? Look at the dirty girl. Oh my digging holes, playing in the mud pile, chasing chickens, looking for mice. You need a bath. You need a bath. Something else, girl. So I got this 3x5 foot mat a couple months ago at an estate sale. I was going to use it in my garage, but this may be a better place for it. Although I may take that plywood off the top of my old setup and set it in there to just kind of level out these humps a little bit. They're a little hard on the knees, I'll tell you that. Anyway, that's 5.5 foot long, so it's 5 inches longer than this mat, but might end up carving around the wheel well there and backing it all the way up in there, along with the plywood. I think it'll make it a lot nicer. Yeah, I think I'm just about done. I just need to anchor it somehow over here and back there, just to kind of keep it from coming this way in the event. I doubt that it will, but you never know. Bouncy roads. Could actually use those points right there and just kind of strap it down there. That'd probably hold it in place better. Or a strap from there to the back point back there. Maybe crisscross to hold it. Anyway, we'll come up with something, but I think that's about it. I'm not going to worry too much more about anything else. I mean, I got plenty of storage. My containers go in there nicely. I can access them from this side. I can pull them. This will keep them from sliding out this way, but I can pick them up. There's enough room here just enough room to pick them up and slide them out. Drop them over here to open them up and get into them, or from back here, just pull them out this way. I've got a little hook that I used on my van to pull them out, so I can duplicate that here or just reuse that one. I'm going to probably try to, I don't know, get that $400 rack, have Lear install it. I think she said it was $495, but she'd do it for me for $400 if I took it there this week. I don't know, we'll see. And then I can drop down. I can have a little longer bolts like I did in my other truck. Longer bolts come down through the roof rack, and then anchor my my bungee netting there. That way I can put some stash of clothes and stuff up there. Keep them up off the floor. Anyway, now to work on the reflectix for the windows. This tailgate locks from inside. This thing, you can pin this thing here with a pair of vice grips or something. That it's not going to go anywhere. It won't open up. So it'll be an easy way. Or you can just drill a hole here and keep it from opening. Just pull the pin out real quick if you need to get out. Alright, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. So I got some paint drop paper, and I got the pattern of the windows. I got it laid out on the reflectix. I'm going to cut this reflectix out. I went a little bit longer. I'm going to go 1/2 inch on both sides. That way I can sew into the material, the black materials. I'd like to have one side black and one side silver. And put some magnets in there, or in this case I might have to put some Velcro pieces in there. Just Velcro at top and bottom sides. Alright, well there it is. All laid out. I'm going to cut it out right now. Window 1. So it needs a little trimming, but it fits pretty tight on the outside. That corner needs a little cleanup there. For some reason I went a little high there. I don't know why, but anyway, we're good. I went high from like right there, right there. That's good. We're gonna go ahead and call that good. Trim it up a little bit. Trim a little bit around this corner here. But other than that, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'll check it on the other side just for shits and grins, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be duplicate window. And then the inside and the back I got just about enough to do it all. So there we go. So we're going to call it a good match on the driver's side as well. That's what I figured. We'll do a template for the back here and get that one knocked out real quick. Well, I got the back fitted. It's a little bit oversized, but for the inside it's quite a bit smaller because of it's about 2 inches smaller than the outside because there's a frame that comes up, holds that glass. Takes up quite a bit of room. That back window is actually, the aperture is actually much smaller than that, so it needs to be trimmed up some. Got this Ford factory tough bed liner. Look, you can see outside on the bottom of the frame there, the bottom of the bed. It's like on the gaps there, a lot of gaps on the corners. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I guess that's a place for it to get moisture back in here. It can leak. I mean, it can drain out. I'm sure you can do it up here in the front too. This place has got to be a drain hole, you'd think. Weep hole, but I don't know. Got the local areas around both front corners. There's definitely gaps there. I wish this truck had, this camper had, and the truck had rear slider windows. I mean, I had the shell I ordered for my 88 had and my 2001 had a window on it, a slider window, and then the back of the truck had a slider window. The back rear window of the truck, both of them had slider windows. The 88, I could, of course, I was a lot thinner back then, but I could crawl through. The 2001, I could get through if I got my shoulders through, and then the rest of my body would definitely go through. But it was kind of like had to take one arm through and then kind of follow the other arm up. But I wish, I don't know, I'm gonna have to look into it. It's probably pretty dang expensive to have that rear window on that truck replaced. And this window is probably going to be a coin or two. Anyway, I've always liked access to be able to crawl through there. I don't know why. I just thought it was a good idea. Maybe not, but personal preference anyway. So I've got a little bit more work done. I'm going to put this shelf up in here. Kind of set it up that way. I'm going to make a place for my little water jug and put this down there so I can have a little sink just to wash my hands, really, brush my teeth. Put the lid back on there and shut it up for the morning, but that's about it. Not really washing anything. I've got a little bit of a taper forward on this shelf just so that if I drop something on here, if I spill something on here, it'll come this way instead of going to that carpet. Most often than not, it'll be, milk, cereal. For some reason, I eat a lot of cereal in a camp. I don't know why. It's bad for me, but I do. Anyway, not really looking to spend a lot of time in here other than sleeping, but, in the event of a rainstorm, you gotta hide out someplace. And I've only really had that happen to me a couple of times. I mean, really bad. I mean, it was really nasty. I mean, I've had rainstorms where I just stood outside and under my canopy and it was fine. Sat outside and still was able to grill and stuff. But anyway, so I'm going to put a shelf here. Another shelf over on that area there. I'm going to use my little solar charger back there to run my Vivor freezer unit. that's really it. I'm looking to, like I said, I talked to that person again about my roof rack, and now it's only including the 2 rails. It doesn't include any cross members for $400. So I'm gonna just go down to, like I did before, go down and before I took one off of Explorer, but this time I think I'm gonna get one off an Excursion, a little bit longer roof rack down at U Pick and Pull, a little longer roof rack, and that way I can put my awning on the outside. And that's probably it. That's really just about it. I'm going to probably not go with this mat. Just use that here in my garage like I planned, and maybe see if I can get put that piece of plywood I got in here, and then put maybe a rubber runner on it. Oh, this is nice because if you do spill something, it kind of captures it. Maybe I can find one that's, this is, what is this, 22 inches, I think. I think it's 22 or 23 inches. Right in there. It's not much. 22-inch runner that I can put in there. But that's basically going to be it. That's, I'm going to put a couple shelves in, and this slides out. It actually fits in there pretty nicely once it's all fitted in there right. I might put a bracket from here up to here and kind of screw it in, but I don't want anything too hard to take off. Maybe just put a wing nut here and one back there just to kind of hold the whole thing in place. I'll just make a bracket that bends up, comes up like that, and screws up in here. Easy peasy. And then put a wing nut on the bottom of that, and just kind of hold it in place. Yeah, it's a spot for my toolbox right here. Tool bag, actually. I don't have a box anymore, it's a bag. And yeah, get all the rest of my cooking gear, my camp table, my cooking gear in my bin. I got 3 bins, so 1, 2, three. One of them's a little narrower. That center one there is a little narrower because I wanted more stability there, because I'm going to be sitting probably a lot. This chair, I'm going to resurface it, but I still can't sit up fully with that chair. I mean, certainly not with a 6-inch pad. There's no way. I can't sit up. So that's kind of a bummer. But I do have kind of it's like a beach chair, but it's a modified one that I modified and cut the legs down a little bit. It was for my other truck, and I need to bring that in here and try it out. So I'm sure it's going to be fine. Kind of lean back and watch TV, or just watch the sun go down, or watch the rain go by, or whatever. At least you can sit down fully up, erect with your head up, not hunched over. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Cut a couple shelves here, and sand this down, and maybe sand that corner there. I know I'll crack my head there at some point, or something will get caught on there. This is an old shelf that I had here in the garage before I modified it and put those cabinets. I got some kitchen cabinets from somebody who was demolishing their kitchen, remodeling the kitchen. And I went ahead and got rid of these, but I kept them. Anyway, it's all good stuff. I think that's it. Let's bring my my Goal Zero, which is older. And it will run that for 2 days. If I pre-cool it here at the house, pre-freeze the a little bit of meat, whatever. There's not a lot of room in those freezers there. You gotta put maybe a pound of ground beef or something in there. A couple steaks. That's about it. And you can get some ice cubes about top. And maybe 10 or 12 waters, and maybe a couple of beers in there. That's about all you can get in there. Not very big. But yeah, that's it. So hopefully I'll get that roof rack, put some screws up through there. I'll just do that all myself. I did it before. No leaks. I've used the butyl tape, the RV butyl tape underneath it. screw it down, give me some little longer screws, and then I can attach my cargo net up in there. That way you can just kind of stuff stuff in there. Your clothes for the week or whatever, just kind of set them up there. It's really nice. I mean, you can just grab them in the morning and change if you need to, or if you get wet, you can change out. Yep, there we go. I'm good to go, I think. I'll just wrap this up, make these shelves, and you know, I probably won't travel with this. Obviously, won't travel with that there, or I'll just set it, you know, in the back there or something, or inside the truck, and just upright, and then just when I'm camping, I'll just set it there. All right, that's good to go. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. I think, you know, a little cargo net in the front of there kind of holds some stuff in place. My fridge goes back there, my battery. I'm going to be able to lock that down. Tool bag here. Makeshift sink. That's what I've used before in the past. Just do it on the outside or the inside. Got a little area to kind of prepare stuff. I don't really cook inside that often, but might. I have a little stand that holds my 1 pound propane tank and a burner. Use that. Probably seen that before in the other video. Anyway, it kind of sit on the ground. That's fine. Sit on the bottom of here. Fine. I can just warm up, you know, my coffee in the morning if I need to. Otherwise, I wouldn't be out here. Yep, that's it. I'm gonna pull this out, sand it, paint it, and be done. I ended up using these clamps that I had laying around for years and years and years, and that thing is solid in there. I'm sure you bounce it around and loosen it up a little bit, but yeah, I'm happy with that for now. It's not battle tested yet, but will be this weekend. All right. Okay, so I'm going to try to cover one side of the Reflectix with the black polyblend fabric from Walmart. 8 yards for, I don't know, like $9. I just barely going to make it. I have some left over from my last project, so I'm going to use that as well. Anyway, here we go. Round one. First one going. I know my trim marking's not all that great, but it's good enough for me. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and coat one side with the Super 77 3M, and then go ahead and glue it on there, and then sew the edges. I just want to show my little mobile outdoor setup. My two sawhorses, a couple of these lightweight Luan bifold doors that I've had for years. They make for a nice little base, lightweight. You don't want to be pounding on them though, but. And then I always keep this cardboard around for this very reason, painting or spraying. So there it is, not perfectly set, but it's going to hold it till I get it all sewed in place with the Velcro on there. So I'm happy with that. Well, I think I might have to add a couple more. I had 3 on top and 3 on the side, 1 on each side and then 3 on the bottom. Pieces of Velcro. I think I'm going to have to do a little bit more on the edges, on the sides. It's supposed to just there and there. I'm going to have to put one on the middle there, kind of tighten it up. Down here, you really can't get to the carpet unless you're way down in there. So that's kind of unfortunate. But I mean, I'm sure I'm going to have something stuffed there anyway. That's number one. I'm happy with it. I'm going to trim that out a little bit there, little excess. Aside from that, the green thread, that's what I had spooled up. I didn't want to try to dig around for a black spool, which I don't think I have any left, but or dark gray. I'm good with that. Yeah, there we go. Number one, done. I like to use the black material on one side so that when you're, from the outside looking in, you don't see that shiny reflectix through the windows, and kind of a clear indication that somebody's asleep in there or hanging out in there. I like this blackout look. Even though these windows are tinted, you can still see that shiny metallic surface of the reflectix. Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy with that. It's really nice. It's probably not the right angle because of the sun, but it's blasting through this garage. And windows are dirty, but anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I got my reflectix up. My black panels sewing in on them. One thing I found out the hard way was that I'm using this stuff with the adhesive back, and you try to sew through it with the sewing machine. The adhesive gets onto the needle pretty quickly and jams the whole works up on your sewing machine in no time flat. So, word of advice. I mean, it's nice because you can put it there and it'll hold it in place and then you can sew over it, but boy, does it make a mess. Don't use this when sewing with a machine anyway. But there it is. Okay, there's a little bit of a gap there. I need to put another piece of Velcro on there to cover that up, but same on that side. Just got to figure out where they go. Maybe put a little Velcro strips go. Because I got 4 across the top there, 4 across the top on each one, and that's carpet, so there's they can just be randomly stuck anywhere else. Whereas here on this plate, I actually put the pile side onto the window, and it's going to be, that's going to identify the location. Over there, it's kind of random because it's carpet all the way across. I'm just using the carpet as the pile and the hooks on the reflectix part. So maybe I might mark the area that it needs to be so that I can quickly identify where it goes, so I don't have to keep pulling it off and moving it back and forth. Anyway, that front part I oversized quite a bit because my head's going to be up there. And on my van, if I sleep towards the back, my head towards the back, I feel the cold air coming off down below here on the back window. And I end up putting a sheet there or something there to kind of keep the cold air, drive it down below the bed on the van. So I'm hoping that kind of does that, works that purpose there. I don't know. We'll see. All right, thanks. Thanks for watching. One thing I noticed was that my little Gold Zero guy, he don't work anymore. He's not running that V4. She's about 6-7 years old, that little Gold Zero. And I was able to, pre-chill this thing and run it. But now the battery goes dead almost within a few minutes, it seems like, which is not good. So it looks like we're going to have to come up with something new or replace it. Not what I wanted to hear right now, but... So anyway, there's kind of it. It's kind of, I might move that fire extinguisher over to this side. Although I don't really plan on cooking in here that much, but I will cook out on this back deck here. I usually run the canopy over the back of my truck, to about this point over here. It was on my older truck, which sounded a little higher too. Run the canopy to here, and then back, and then I could kind of hang out back behind here. And I had a awning that was off my driver's side I could have moved it out to the passenger side as well, but I mostly kept it off on the driver's side because that just made more sense to me. I would kind of make a little hut between the cargo trailer and the truck, and that way we could kind of live in this area behind the truck and then out to the side of the cargo trailer that was sitting next, 10 feet away. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But I think more importantly right now, I got to figure out. I do have a Yeti knockoff cooler that I could use in the event that I can't, because I need to be going this weekend. And the only reason I'm taking this truck is because I got to deliver some passengers. So in my van, I've only got 2 seats that got seat belts in them. So, and I'm going to be delivering grandkids someplace, so I can't be messing around with that. I got to make sure they got seat belts and for their booster seats and stuff. All right, so there we go. I'm going to come up with a different plan on this. I got to cut that piece of plywood to fit in here. That's my ground cover that I usually keep outside of my cargo trailer or my van. I got another one in the van, but and then I'm gonna do a piece of plywood on here as well. Probably only a little 3/8 inch piece. I'm not so worried about that. This stuff here, I want it a little more robust. All right, that's it for now.